Alright, so the mat civil cell we're going to place here. The reference elements needed are this service road right edge here, and then also a data point for where this horizontal control point A is, right? And the data point, the offset really doesn't matter. Um, you just, uh, the data point is going to control where along this service road that point is, but not controlled. It's not controlling offset. Offset's just controlled with just a offset of this element, I think, or partial offset of that element. All right, so let's go ahead and place this cell. Probably you would maybe have a corridor out here, but I've just placed a line that represents my right edge of service road, and I've profiled that. And so locate right edge of service road, I'll locate that, and then locate a data point for control point A location. So I'm going to just come in here, and again, offset doesn't matter. It's just a location along the service road there that does. So I'm going to data point there. And then the geometry looks good. You can see that direction of arrow. That would be to the right. So I'll reset and accept that cell. All right, so we'll zoom in and kind of take a look at this cell that's placed. You can see kind of what it looks like 2D and 3D over here. You can see this. You've got some appears to be granular, but through the from the service road to the wall here, which you see this wall. You got a berm area, and 3-to-1 slopes behind that. Um, a little bit more, we'll talk about edits just a little bit here, but a little bit more about this cell as far as placement. You definitely have to be long enough. I think the length on the actual cell is it shows 1150 there on your standard drawing, but I think we went with about 700 feet, and what controls that is there's an element right up here. It's the wall control element. But if we'll zoom out on that, right, you can control the wall offset plus the length of this with that wall control element. So if I come in here and grab that and make that 1100 and hit enter, it should extend just fine. As long as you got enough length on this line here, right? So 1100 really doesn't take you to the end, and that 1100 is probably measured from that control point A here, right, all the way to probably control point B right there, and then so you've got 10 more feet of I don't know what exactly that, like a berm extension or something like that, like this area right here, that berm extension area. You've got about 10 more feet of that, which you can modify that there and change that width. And then you've got, I think initially also 10 more feet of the wall transition, and you can see that element that I selected there to draw this wall there. We'll come back and talk about that in just a second. But so that's the thing to watch for. You want to make sure this element's long enough, even if your service road stops somewhere, right? If this isn't long enough to place that 700 feet plus about 20 or 30 feet more down here, I guess 20 feet more initially, that could be a potential area to look at if you're having problems with placement. Make sure this element's long enough. And then kind of going back to edits again, I'm going to grab the wall control, and if we again, that controls the length. It also controls the offset. So if you wanted to change the offset to the wall, you would modify that value there. On the ends of this element, let me grab it one more time. So on that wall control, also this controls. If we'll look at properties, that wall is 2% off of that service road edge, plus a vertical offset of 6 feet. So that's how you control that vertical height, the height of the wall right there, at 2% and that 6% value there. And that's again by choosing the wall control element. If we'll come down here and look at this end here, I think this is control point A. You've got a little room here, about 10 feet, for some electrical equipment or something right over here. And then you've got a 10 more feet of berm extension that's right. You can modify that. If you want that to be 15 or 20 feet, you can modify that. But kind of what we're looking at is these two values here, right? The clear space for electrical equipment, and then that berm extension there, right? And those offsets here, right? You shouldn't have to fool with those because of those snaps. That offset should be controlled with that value there. Should that wall be offset something other than 27 feet, this is where you would change it. And then all those should follow, right? If you change that 27, all these should go with it. But this is where you would change, that electrical storage width, area storage width, and then that berm extension there as well. And then on the other end, we pretty much just had just the berm extension width here. So just that berm extension, which I think is 10 feet, right? You can modify that. And then looking down here again, there is another element on each side called wall transition, and that is what's drawing that 3-to-1 slope here. You can actually see the slope of 33% here, so you could change that value there, and you can change that length, right, either there or heads up right here. So you can same way on the other end. And all that's doing is peeling off this elevation. Now there is one element, there is a little short element right here, and it's actually called ignore. And it was used there to kind of help. I was having some problems when I built this cell getting the vertical right in here. So in the end, I had to create this line from element. But that's what's you should really never have to change that. All it's there for is to pull this elevation forward so that this element can come off of that elevation there, right? So, and that's why that element's called ignore. Just ignore it. Shouldn't have to ever do anything with that. Other edits, we're not going to get into a lot of other edits here. I think the last thing I wanted to mention was the berm back control. So you can grab it and change that offset there to change this berm offset there. Obviously you can grab that element there, that berm top, and change those radius values there if needed. And I think that's pretty much it. It seems like we did. There is another element right here, this wall back top. Looks like that's 2 feet off. That's what's controlling this this wall width here, that 2 feet. And there's also, I'm going to turn, also another element there that 2.5 feet, and that's controlling that area right there. But it's also looks like when I grab that, and it says civil cell primary alignment is what it says, but that vertical offset, so we're just going vertical offset 0.25 off the top of that wall back here for that element right there. But obviously that could be changed, and then that vertical, that 2.5 can be changed, right? So that can be changed, or that vertical offset there as well. Alright, that's pretty much it for the mat.